So, yeah. And I think what people are going to see in the future, because I left off on video number 2, what are we at, 3 now? On the last video talking about how AI is really going to, what they're expecting it to be able to do is kind of what people do now with just like analyst. The analyst sits down because that's really what a far-seeing person is. And so I created a series of videos in which I was trying to use my Ray-Bans because they have that camera, but it didn't come out correctly. So I hadn't put it out because what people and what needs to be interjected into the psyche of human beings is a correction. And the correction that is going on is a correction that sits at a higher level than most people understand. I'm not making these videos from the Christian perspective, from any kind of perspective, because what's going on in Christian circles is a correction, because the kind of a lot of the prophecy that's gone on, a lot of the people misunderstand like a lot of it. And a part of what I'm trying to help people to do is to understand that you're just born with the ability to be far seeing in some perspective. And people want to translate that into being gifted, and people want to be able to people want to be able to turn that, and they religiousize stuff. They add their fantasy into it, and then it becomes something that it never was. And so what's been happening, in short, in and you can just take Christianity, take Christianity specifically. So what's been going on in Christianity is, sorry, my family's around, so it's kind of loud, but I'm going to see if I can get this down for you guys, and then I'll just keep teaching it until it becomes clearer and clearer from soundbite to soundbite. So what's going on more specifically is a lot of distortion. What people don't understand, and I'm just going to talk from my own experience, from my own revelation, because there are different people with different capacities who are going to have different worldviews and different experiences. And that's exactly what I'll be talking about in as I interrelate my discussion on a bit of Clement, and I'll be talking about that in part. So if you're, like I said, in the video before this one, if you kind of want to kind of get all of those videos aggregated together, I'll see if I can make a file here on TikTok, but you need to go over to YouTube, and then you can go into the file, and then as the subjects come up, and as I'm seeing things, and I'll just, how we just start talking about it and addressing certain things. You may come up with like 3 or 4 videos on a specific topic. It's going to be there, and it's going to be here. I'll try to see if I can make the little listing, if TikTok will let me. I think I have enough followers now. But what's going on is it looks like a lack of understanding of what it is to be far seeing, because some people see their natural biological capacity just to see a little bit better and to understand a little bit better, as somehow it is a gift from some deity. Possibly you have a relationship with something that has increased your understanding. There is evidence of that, being given the capacity to do something that extends beyond what your normal, like biological human capacity, human associated capacity. Some people have that. I don't dispute that. But everyone who says they can or do, don't. And so I've spent years on this channel to try to build out a track record with you all, so that when I tell you something, I'm not being messy. I'm not trying to manipulate you for money. That I'm not always 100% accurate. It's like I was saying in the preceding video, I couldn't tell you specifically in what place some of the storm stuff was going to go down. I couldn't tell you that. I couldn't tell you. But I knew that it was going to happen. And then I go through this, there's always this process with me, to where I may hear that it is coming, I may see it coming, and then it depends on the information. and I may have a general awareness that is coming, because I've already explained to you all on my channel that there are possibilities, probabilities, and predictions. And so some of them are based on, in our world, everything is a pattern. Not everything, but you can collect data that can give you a projection about some things that may happen. And then there are those of us who are far seeing who reach up on that upper research shelf, because you get your lower levels of research. It just comes from basic data in your environment and perception. And then you have that upper level of research that you can do if you are a far seeing person with specific capacities. So there's there's a lot that can be said, unfortunately, about people who are far seeing, who are just pretending to be, how that operates within capitalism, because what happens is the exploitation and the fraud. And so the reason why I wanted to tie in Kim Clement to this whole series that I'll be doing over time is that the series really isn't chiefly about Kim Clement. The series is about what happens with people's, I used to call them extrasensory capacities, but then, and that's a whole talk I need to do. The shift that's going on right now is to take the stupidity out of people with extended ability to see, and to take it out of the religion, to take it out of the fraud, to take it out, because there's always going to be people who want to be Barnum and Bailey basically scanned. But as I've consistently told y'all, times are coming, and they have continued to come and continue to come. And I give you guys bits and pieces about what I've been able to pull and explain. And I've told you whether it's a possibility, probability based on some data, or it's a literal, did the research, was told, here's the data. I don't know the exact date. Don't know. And I worked really hard on this channel to take the religion, the mysticism out of it, the who, the woo woo, hoodooey, that Euro influenced, minimally melanated woo woo, in which people are consistently scamming you guys. Because there are some things that are going to occur that are going to be a bit more destabilizing. And so there are a lot of people who are going to have a vast amount of reactions. In my household, I have to always taught, do the people, you have to look at the human beings, and you will have to, because you can teach your children this. I call it the zombie plan. Are they walking around like zombies? They're shocked. Their eyes are wide. They look afraid. Some are frozen. Some are, a flight or fight thing, because you can help that. Part of teaching yourself survival training, especially in the South amongst Black people, is you look at them people and then you avoid those people. But that's a whole other video. But if you're from the South, we teach it, especially and you're Black and you're from the country and you're from racist South, you know what I'm talking about. And anyway, so I have to do an extended series on this, because there's so many bits and pieces, because I'm not the foremost expert on everything. But what I am is a person who is knowledgeable about and has been paying attention, and then grew up with Kim Clement, not just with teachings, but in being in many services. I didn't know that person to the extent that I would say that I knew this person and I was this person. It's not like that. But it's sad to see, and it is forming a good example what's going on with the demise and the destruction of this person's credibility to any extent.